Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of Bauma CONEXPO India 2024. And I'm at the stall of AMMANN India, and I'm with Mr. Dheeraj Panda, who is the managing director of the company.
Hi
Dheeraj,
Rahul.
pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet
How are
you.
you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
It's very well, thank you. We've had 2 days of the show thus far. How has it been for you?
It was a great day,
Yes.
first day for us because Mr. Nitin Gadkari, our Honorable Minister,
Yes.
he came in and we could manage the inauguration of the ABG paver through him.
Oh,
that
beautiful.
was
Okay.
a beginning that we all anticipated.
Yes, yes.
It's a real motivational beginning for us.
So we'll
And
talk
then-
about that product in a bit, but
Yeah.
Mr. Gadkari was here to inaugurate that, so that's
Yes,
a real honor.
yes, that's a
but
real honor for us.
you've also launched another product there, the Supertech
The
130,
Supertech 130, yep.
which is quite an impressive machine, I have to say. Can you tell us what it does, and what is the market segment that it occupies, and what is the need that it fulfills for the Indian industry?
Rahul, before I do that, I
Yeah.
would like to give you a brief introduction of AMMANN.
Yeah, sure, of course.
What all we do and
Yes.
Where are we in terms of the asphalt industry or the road construction equipment
Yes.
industry in general.
Yes.
So this is a 150-year plus company, and the legacy goes back to 1860s. And we are, I would say, the global leaders in asphalt industry.
Oh wow, okay,
Be
that's
it batch mix plants or continuous mix plants or whatever that you see around.
Yes.
Black is all AMMANN. It's AMMANNized.
yes.
So
I like that. It's Ammanized. I like
yes.
that. I like that.
So the legacy is quite strong.
Yes.
And we have a very strong global presence.
Yes.
And in India also we are the asphalt market leaders.
Right.
So what you see here, Supertech 130,
Yes.
is the other variant that we wanted to introduce to the Indian market.
Mm-hmm.
We are the market leaders in asphalt batch mix plants, drum mix plant, asphalt pavers, and in terms of our application understanding,
Mm-hmm.
we keep coming up with products or application oriented or some changes tropicalized to the Indian conditions, to the Indian customer needs. So Supertech 130 is one such attempt to fill in a gap which the customer was filling for a while.
Okay, so this is a mobile platform that
No,
you can...
this is not a mobile. This
Yeah.
is a static platform.
Okay.
Static platform plant, I would say. So
Right.
we had ranges starting from say 80 ton to 120 to 140, going beyond to 260 in the Indian context.
Okay.
But there are of course larger plants that we produce and sell in
Right.
the developed markets, European markets.
Yeah.
So this is one product that we have introduced to the market, and this is unique in terms of its positioning.
Okay.
So this is a little premium to our Ecotech 120 that we normally do or have been very successfully positioning in India. We
Right.
sold nearly 250 plants of ET 120 size capacity in last 5 years. So this specific product 130, it comes with a insulated drum, a VFD drive, a variable frequency drive, and of course the galvanized platforms. All that is to kind of make it more sustainable, less in fuel consumption, bring in a lot of more value to the customer who wants to use it.
I think that's the key, because we are very much in a price-sensitive market, and value drives most of what, at least it drives a proposition which may not have existed previously.
Yes.
Right? So let's move on a little bit, and let's talk a little bit about AMMANN in terms of what is the market capacity that you have, in terms of what is the market share that you have for, certainly for plants like that.
Okay. So I'll just take you, give you a little brief on the construction equipment industry.
Yes.
So if you look at the industry, the overall pie of the industry, the road construction equipment, which we are the market leaders,
Yes.
constitutes about 6 to 7% of the overall market.
Right.
So AMMANN there, we score very heavy on the asphalt plant, on the paver, and the compaction, the compactor equipment that we are selling now is also we are making a little impact in the compaction and the recent launches into the concrete segment.
Right.
So we are into concrete plants as well, and the concrete mixing pumps, concrete pumps.
Okay.
So
So there's a lot that it does. Okay.
yes.
So we're now standing in front of the ABG's 7920, which can you just explain what it actually does?
Okay. So AMMANN brought or we purchased a company named Gujarat Apollo in 2013, and by way of that, the AMMANN acquisition of the lower to medium range of pavers started in India. So we do the 5.5 meter pavers, which are wheel pavers and sensor pavers. What we were missing in the range was the track pavers of the larger or the higher screed width, which started from 7 meters to about 13 meters in the Indian context.
Okay.
So by way of our acquisition of ABG brand
Yes.
from Volvo Construction Equipment globally,
Right.
so this product became one of our major portfolios now.
Okay.
So in the paving segment, which is this segment, when you call, when you talk about the road construction equipment, the
Yes.
bitumen layer,
Yes.
the paving
Yes.
or the finish that you see in a NH or expressway when you drive down,
Yeah.
comes from these machines.
Okay.
So the track paver machines. So these are something that we acquired. So that gives me I have the entire bandwidth of offering with respect to the paving line lies with Amman today. So I can offer something smaller paver, a wheel paver,
Yes.
which is specifically for the PMGSY or the rural roads, and I can also offer a 13-meter paver or a 10-meter paver that you see here for the
So these are like for motorways and for national highways and
Yes,
things like
yes,
that. Right.
yes.
Okay.
This is the paving layer, the
Yes.
finishing layer.
The finishing layer right on top. Yes.
For the
And this is for bitumen as well as for concrete.
yes,
Yes.
you
okay.
can use it alternatively.
I mean, different machines
Yes,
perhaps,
different
but
machines.
the
Yes.
idea is the same.
Yes.
So obviously with something like this, I mean, it's quite an impressive machine that I'm seeing. But what is the productivity improvement that you get out of this compared to existing technologies that people are using?
See, Amman, if you look at our tagline, it is a productivity partnership for a lifetime. So
Okay.
we kind of believe that we need to be productive and we need to improve the reliability and productivity as we kind of move on and make machines which are more sustainable,
Right.
which contribute lesser in terms of the carbon to the environment. We consider ourselves a very responsible global company when it comes to taking the environment and talking about the sustainability part.
Right. Yeah.
So there are, like I said, for the Supertech 130.
Yeah.
So we have the burner there. So we have an option of, the customer has an option of using a low pressure burner, emitting less carbon, consuming less fuel. Similarly, for the productivity that is brought in by these machines.
Yeah.
So obviously the screed, the arrangements are such that the consumption of fuel is minimized.
Yeah.
And we are also looking ahead to use alternative fuel.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more in terms of, for example, just as a hypothetical scenario, if an existing machine can do 200 meters in a day, this machine can do 200 plus how many more meters?
So it's not
Or is, not
about,
the, is that the wrong metric?
Yeah, it's not about how much or how many meters you cover in a day. It's about the finish that you get.
The finish,
But
right.
obviously, yes, having said that, the
Yes.
efficiency in terms of covering a road or working it quickly also matters.
Yes,
So
of-
therefore, this equipment is equipped with the embedded software, ESW, or other IoT-enabled systems to ensure that there is a clear feedback to the operator who runs it,
Right.
and he gets the best output
Right.
within that given time period.
Okay.
And yes, it can do up to maybe the average speed that it does is about 3 meters per minute. So that
Oh my God, okay, that's...
that can be done. But then you
Yeah.
will have to understand the national highways or the expressways, the kind of finish that you need.
Exactly, yeah.
And with each year or each decade,
Yes.
the speeds have gone up. You have
Right.
better cars. You
Yes.
have the high capacity trucks which
Yes.
are kind of runs on our roads. So obviously the roads have to be made in that quality. The
Correct.
reliability
Correct.
standards have to be
Yeah.
of that quality. So therefore these machines, these paving machines, the compaction machines are capable of delivering to that.
Right.
It starts with the plants again. So I can with a small line, I can say that whatever national highways or expressways or even the rural roads that you see in and around India,
Yes.
there will be a Amman contribution to it.
Okay.
By way of compacting, by way of paving,
Yeah.
or by way of asphalt mix. So when you look at the BC layer,
Yes.
smaller layer, say about 3 to 6 inch of layer that you really ride on,
Yes.
the mix, the recipe, as we
Right.
call it, comes from the plants.
Okay.
So there is an element of science.
Of course, yes.
Putting into that layer.
Yeah. But you don't decide the mix, you just ensure that the mix is produced in the right
Yes,
manner.
obviously the mix
Yes.
is decided by agencies like
The contractors
NHAI,
or-
MORTH, CRRI, there
yes.
are agencies and
Yeah,
they
okay.
decide. But then to produce that mix in a
Yes.
perfect way continuously is what we do.
This is what you
All these plants that you see around,
Yeah.
including the asphalt and the concrete plants, have a software which is a proprietary software of Amman, which is AS1.
Okay.
So that controls the temperature,
Right.
the mix, the aggregates, the percentage of bitumen that goes in, or the additives. There
Yeah.
are plastic additions, there are mastic additions, there are lime additions to all these.
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
that is determined by that software.
Yes. Okay. So you talk about, you're now embedded, or not now, you have been for many years. You've been around for 150 years or thereabouts. So Amman is embedded into the industrial ecosystem as far as India is concerned, and maybe parts of the world as well. Now, the key there is obviously because of being embedded in there, and we have the Bharat Viksit 2047
Viksit
plan
Bharat.
that's been Viksit Bharat, sorry, that's been planned and is being implemented. So there are big opportunities there. So you almost have a long-term roadmap of how your company can grow, what areas you need to grow in. But of course, there are always challenges along the way. What do you feel are the big challenges that you face as a company?
Okay. A bit of background on the Vikasit Bharat
Yes.
and how we contribute as a global company, and a company which is again completely localized, I would say, if I put it from the vision of Prime Minister Modi and the government of India today.
Yeah.
So we are, yes, as you said, completely embedded into the infra space.
Yes.
And we contribute significantly in terms of the road construction. The factory in Mehsana, about 50 kilometers from Ahmedabad,
Yeah.
is a state-of-the-art factory, fully localized, fully equipped to localize almost 90% or 95% of the components that we produce.
Right.
And I can proudly say AMMANN has an overall strategic goal of making this factory producing out of India and supplying to the world.
Right.
So today we do about 20 to 25% of my production goes out.
Is export?
Yes, it's exported. The compactors that I do, the plants that I do,
Yes.
the concrete plants that I do
Right.
are sold to markets of Africa, Middle East, even to some of the Eastern European markets, Poland, then to markets like Latin American markets and Southeast Asian markets, which are again, the technology that you see around the globe is the technology that we bring into India.
Right.
So when I sell a machine to, say, Indonesia
Yes.
or even to Australia, it's the same technology that is being offered to the customers
Here as well. Yeah. Okay. So that's actually quite. So there's no discrimination at all in that
Absolutely
sense.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely
Okay. So you're here at Bauma CONEXPO, and this is probably the largest exhibition for construction and mining equipment and things like that. Now, what is it that brings you to a place like Bauma? Obviously, there's customer outreach, which forms a large part of that, but there must be other compelling reasons that brings you to an exhibition like Bauma. What is it?
See, we are also participating in Bauma Munich in April.
Yes.
And Bauma as a show, I mean, this gives me a larger platform to showcase the equipments that I make.
Yeah.
It's not only the equipments that are under display here. It's the entire team of AMMANN.
Yes.
The bandwidth that we all have, and the brand itself, which is under display, and gives me a really large platform to showcase my abilities to the industry,
Yes.
to the government, I mean to the agencies. in
Agencies,
particular,
yes, yeah.
and obviously to these other stakeholders like financing companies or vendors who are associated with us for a long time.
Right.
And the customers, obviously, who are the prime movers, who are the sole reason that we are here.
Yeah, they provide your bread and butter, I guess.
Yes, and this edition of Bauma typically has given us a wonderful opportunity to showcase some of these machines that we are kind of pushing for 2025.
Yeah.
So we have communicated that we are BS5, CEV5 ready now.
Yes.
So all these compactors, the Apollo pavers, the ABG pavers that you see around are BS5 compliant. Bharat Stage 5 compliant. Stage 5 compliant.
Which starts on the 1st of Jan 2025.
And we are ready. They are under display. The customers can see it, touch it, make a feel of it, and then we are ready to go.
Ready to go.
So that's number one. Number two, as I said, to the Supertech 130.
Yes.
And some of our customized solutions that we offer to the customers, Indian customers specifically, the Apollo Mix Master, or the AS1 solutions, or the retrofit solutions that we do are also under display. The spare parts that we sell for the plants as well as machines are also under display.
Right.
So that this also gives me an opportunity to talk to the stakeholders, to talk to the customers, and brief them about the offerings that AMMANN has, and AMMANN is going to have probably in the next near future.
And also in a slightly more relaxed surroundings, I guess.
Yes.
Over a cup of coffee or
yes,
whatever.
Yes.
Over,
they come, they look forward, they have a lot of expectations from AMMANN. Obviously, there is the underlying factor out of this steel that we make, or the fabrication that we make, or the components that we fit in to our plants or machinery is the AMMANN trust, is the faith that we have built over a period of time. Our ability to support our customers at variety of locations, be it say Ladakh, or be it Arunachal Pradesh, or be it Kerala, or Lucknow, or any Pan India. So we have the channel or the network in place, the warehouses in place to be able to serve the customers within a reasonable period of time, and ensure that their machines are up and running.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the pavers, this is something which kind of determines like you said, how many kilometers or how many meters in a minute or a day. So this determines the speed of highway.
Right.
When Nitin Gadkari ji say that I want to build 100 kilometers a day or 40 kilometers a
Yes,
day,
yeah.
or the average that we have today in India, possibly around 30-35 kilometers a day.
Yeah.
So these are the key determining machines which really determine how
Yeah.
many kilometers are covered.
Right.
So very critical machines, and this has to be 24/7 up and running.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's the kind of support that the customer expects, and
Yeah.
that's the kind of support that we are able to give.
And also on top of that, it gives you the drive to innovate newer technologies to ensure that you do more
Yes.
for less, I guess,
Yes.
overall.
Digitalized solutions.
Yes.
All these plants and machines that you see are IoT enabled.
Right.
So this also gives me an opportunity to monitor while the machines are running elsewhere in
Yes.
a remote location.
Yeah.
It also gives the option to the customer to monitor the recipe that he is producing, sitting in say in his Delhi office. If there could be a machine which is running in say Bathinda
Yes.
or some other place.
Anyway, yeah.
But then that control is kind of built into the machines now in
Yeah.
terms of our foray into AI or foray into the digitalization.